the breeze at the Eagles' tails. They kicked 3 goals to nothing into it in the first quarter. It's not a gale or anything like that. Rendell faces Irving in the middle. Kapler. Waterman across the ground, out towards centre wing. Donato goes to ground. West. Up towards centre half forward. Jackson coming from behind. Wide in front of the pack. Blind hand pass to Roos. He's crunched down. Goes to Blakey. Kicked by Blakey off the right. Up short of half forward. Dundas goes very wide. Ball almost kept in by Harding, but out just inside the 50.
So a promising start to the quarter for Fitzroy. Got the ball up just inside their 50-metre line. And obviously can kick goals into the breeze. No change in the quarter-time score. It'll be Stevens and Dean Irving. No clear tap. Joe Cormack is in there. Fires the hand pass out to Stevens. Scrambles a kick up towards Kapler. Opportunity for him, but great courage shown by Lockyer to clear. Wilson out in front. Can't gather the ball. Kemp backs up nicely. Will use the left foot. Here comes the lead of number 37, Robbie West. He can't control it, and it will be thrown in just forward of the Eagles' left centre wing.
So I thought Darren Kapler was fairly ordinary his attempt to win that ball. The Eagles player came steaming through and Kapler simply got out of the way.
Throw in, Jackson in front. Gets the ball down. This is Hart. Hart pushing along in front of him. Kapler caught, going nowhere. I think the umpire will have this one. He will. It's Darren Kapler getting off. Pretty speedy fella. Thought he may have picked up Peter Matera, but Matera has started the game on the interchange bench and is still there. Randell gets a big thump further on.
Tactical ploy by Malthouse.
Obviously.
Throw Fitzroy into confusion. Leave your best player on the bench.
Just forward of the Eagles' left centre wing. No change to the quarter-time score. Randell in front, gets the ball down. Opportunity for Hetty. He can't do anything with it. Wind is on the bottom. And once again, we'll see it thrown in as Matthew Dundas forces it out.
Well, it'll be a bit controversial if Matera loses the Brownlow medal by a vote.
Interesting comment.
Not sure he's going to get that close, Jared, but he'd be boxing on, I suppose, right
Plenty
there.
of money for him, Drew.
Lamb, the hand pass. Turley applies a good tackle to Broderick. Caven, number 50 for Fitzroy. Oh, hacked in there with a kick. Out to Kapler. Long to full forward. Wheeldon crashes the pack. Comes down to the front to Harding. Fitzroy's first goal. No. Missed to the right.
Yes, well, Dean Harding has played in the forward pocket many times this year and has given a few headaches to various opposition. Has got fairly good goal sense, although we saw him kick a point then. But as a young player, has got a bit of a future for Fitzroy.
Brennan comes straight up the ground. Well inside the centre square with that one. Rendell punches from behind, goes to Stevens. His hand pass chopped off by Hart, and away go the Eagles. Kicked by Hart, a bit too long for West. Roos is after it. Jackson just on his hammer, and Roos shepherds the ball out of play.
Just outside the Eagles' attacking 50-metre line, left half forward flank.
This will be the first ball up we'll see coming out of the bunker, I think.
Jackson in front. Doesn't get the tap down. Opportunity for Hetty. He's outside 50. Hooks it back towards full forward. Will it carry? Going back, Lynch. Shepherds that one through. 1 point.
Yes, I think all players misjudged the flight of the ball there. Got up into the jet stream and got a bit of a flight along, a bit of a kick along with the wind. All players were left gaping under it.
Stevens providing a lead. That's the way the kick almost went. Richard Osborne in front. Has to do battle. Nearly pulls in a good one over Pios. Eagles still trying to go into attack. This is Pios with the ball. Opportunity now for Broderick. He taps it along in front of him. McIntosh over the top. Not going anywhere. This is Waters. Scotty Waters goes short. Oh. And a strong mark taken by West.
Good mark.
Robbie West marked under pressure. Goes in towards the right full forward pocket. And the ever-reliable Craig Turley has it inside 50 metres. Decides to go short. Oh, too far for McIntosh. That wasn't good play. Fitzroy making a meal of this as Wilson goes in over the top. Must be close to holding the ball, and it is. Unfortunate then for Caven. He didn't believe he had possession of the ball, but he did. Umpire saw it differently, and this will be Peter Wilson. Here it is again.
Yes, well, here we see on the replay, Caven certainly had hold of the ball, had two hands on it. Wilson came in and applied a professional tackle, forcing him down on the ball.
Here's the Wilson kick, punches it out, lets the wind bring it back, but it doesn't bring it back enough. 1 point the result.
Well, Peter Wilson's had two set shots at goal now for two minors. I'm sure he'll be looking to slot one through the middle before much more time has lapsed.
Alistair Lynch kicks in to wind, still in the back pocket. They almost concede a kick that far back. Now only to half-back flank. Osborne marks. Richard Osborne on the run. Drives it to centre half forward. Lyon the only chance for Fitzroy. Worsfold couldn't hold the mark. Taken by Harding. The hand pass comes out wide to Elliott. Elliott pops it further up the ground. A chance here for the Lions. Donato steers for goal. Hits the post. They're still looking for their first.
Yes, we had all the time in the world there, David Donato, the #1 draft pick in '91. A bit of a surprise selection, of course. But he hasn't had a bad year. He's been in and out of the side a little bit. Certainly should have kicked that goal.
Brennan again goes for distance. Dean Irving the target, knocked away from him. Lamb to Waters. Waters inboard. This is Lockyer. Lockyer half back to half forward. In front, Turley, strong.
Well, that was a great mark. Turley should have been paid the free kick there because he got a whack in the chops from Caven.
Oh.
That was ordinary. As Lyon takes the ball, switches it out looking for Wine. Here comes Hetty, knocks it away from him. Hand pass comes out to Broderick. Broderick in trouble, gets onto the left foot though, up towards half forward. Kapler looking for the kick. Ooh. Irving comes out, met solidly. In goes Dundas. He's caught. Irving brushes a couple off and clears towards half forward. Getting a bit willing now. That's a strong mark taken. Good use of the body by Ross Lyon. Comes out wide on the far side of the ground to Baldwin. Baldwin can't mark, but will have plenty of time.
Baldwin was dragged in the first quarter, and his skills have let him down again. He gave that one away, but that was a great scoop off the ground to get the second chance. Away to Rendell. Little left-handed hand pass to Donato. The Tasmanian drives to full forward. Wheeldon. No, not this time. Wheeldon again. The hand pass intercepted by Brennan, his opponent. Brennan's kick to centre wing. Over the top, McIntosh. Fine mark. McKenna. The Eagles running now. Sumich delays his lead a bit. McKenna hooks it back for Wilson. Tries to thump the ball up the ground. West does well. Very well. Out to Wilson. Wilson, oh, a poor kick. Another shocker by Peter Wilson.
Great play by Robbie West there. Under a supreme pressure, Fitzroy player putting the tackle on, but he still had the presence of mind to lay it off to Peter Wilson. We could have actually run in and had a right foot kick, but he elected to kick to the left and chalked up his third behind.
Wind provides the lead and takes the mark. Lynch goes down further. The switch is on right across the ground to Jamie Elliott. Elliott's in the left back pocket. Gets the hand pass to Blakey. Blakey to left wing. A high kick. Really a strong mark taken. Swooped on it Dundas. He kicks up towards full forward. Mark taken. Yes, it has been. Lyon. May have hurt himself then.
Yes, well, Matthew Dundas spots Lyon out of the corner of his eye and positions it quite well. Dundas does well running into a pack. Good, courageous mark. I think he might have tweaked a knee. Perhaps got a cork.
Ross Lyon will kick from some 35 metres out from goal. This could well be Fitzroy's first. Awkward looking sort of a kick. It's away to the left. And still Fitzroy yet to get their first goal on the board.
Well, there's a definite art to kicking the ball out of the shifting sands, and Peter Dacos has been the best example of how it is supposed to be done. Instead of taking 5 or 6 steps, he just kicks it off 1 or 2 steps, which is against normal theory, but in the moving sands it's the best way to maintain your balance.
Broderick goes to ground back here near centre wing. Lamb keeps going forward for the Eagles. Cormac, a good hand pass to Wine. Wine centering kick. Kapler. The mark was taken before the spoil came.
They've definitely lifted their momentum, Fitzroy.
All they need is a goal. They've kicked 8 behinds. Kicked by Darren Kapler. Breeze has firmed up a bit this quarter. They're into it, Fitzroy. Oh, Irving, a good mark. Hart. Mind you, the Eagles haven't set the world on fire either with 3 goals 8. 2 on 1 here. Kemp tries to find Jakovic. Roos gets rid of him and he loses possession. Donato scoops up. Little left footer. Well played by Roos. Lion cart mark comes to Turley. Straight up the middle, the Eagles. West getting free again and marking again. Right, gee, he has been impressive in his first game. A lead by McIntosh. They all look for Sumic and McIntosh marked.
Actually, Robbie West very unlucky, Drew. He broke his jaw playing club football, state footy, and otherwise I think he would have been in this Eagles side before now.
Well, here we see on the replay displaying terrific kicking skills, disposal skills, and one first-year player to another makes you wonder where the Eagles are going to be in the next 5 years.
McIntosh steers for goal. The Eagles 4th. Well, he's got the good pedigree, hasn't he, John McIntosh's son?
Certainly has, and he's been a find, probably the recruit of the year. That will be announced shortly, but this player will be well and truly up in for contention. He's taken all before him, as has Glenn Jakovic. And there are a couple of players that are going to be real finds and real sensations for the Eagles.
Bounce down in the centre again. No clear tap. Turley to McKenna, to West. Mark will be paid. Good pair of hands.
Gee, he looks like getting a game in the final. I know Lewis has got to come back, but he's going well.
Who are you going to leave out? Big snapshot from Sumic, who's right across the face and through for one behind. 4-9 the Eagles, 8 points Fitzroy.
Well, it will be one of the big highlights next week, just to see exactly how Mick Malthouse settles his side down. They've got Pike, Mainwaring, Lewis and Langdon, which would almost be straight back players. You've got Barrich there in the studio, I'm sure is totally pleased with Robbie West's game, but oh, there is amazing competition for a spot over there.
Lynch to Cormac.
You've also got Hines, Turnbull and Hepburn that'll be pushing up. Are there any others over there, John?
Not that I'm going to tell you, as Pios takes the ball just forward of right centre wing.
Well, this man.
See, there's another man, Pios, yeah. What are they going to do with him when Mainwaring's fit? Pios in looking for Sumic, who can't take the grab. Roos cool under pressure. In goes Heady, he's caught.
Yeah, necked.
He's caught high though. So Brett Heady to get a free kick, probably about 25 to 30 metres out.
Well, here we see the replay. Once again, it's Alistair Lynch infringing. Lifted the arm over the shoulders. And Brett Heady, recipient of a free kick in front of goal. And boy, are they the right place to get them.
So Brett Heady from about 25 to 30 metres. The only thing that could worry him is possibly the angle and the breeze. There's the Heady kick. And he gets one only. So uncharacteristically, the Eagles inaccurate in front of goal. 4-10 they've kicked to 8 points.
4-18 between them. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Don't know whether it'll be in a coaching manual, some video in years to come. Back we come to Waterman. Oh, good mark by Lynch over the top of Sumic. Best thing Alistair Lynch has done. Across the face of goal. Danger. Cormac. Gee, McIntosh nearly got back there for that one. Joe Cormac out of defence. Ran a fair way too. Across the ground to Blakey. Half-back flank.
Well done, Pios.
Was thrown out. Waters is left-footed to Heady in the pocket.
Yes, and that was all resultant of Paul Pios's good work turning the ball over. I guess you could say it was bad management by Fitzroy with their poor disposal, but it was Pios who turned it over and tapped it out. Scott Waters kicked it down, and Brett Heady by himself. Once again, another chance at goal.
Actually, Sumic was there, able to contest the mark, and maybe given Sumic's left foot, it could have been his kick. Or better for him to take it.
Brett Heady going for goal from about 40 metres out. Has kicked it. His first. 5-10 to 8 behind. Funny old scoreline.
Certainly is that, Drew. But Brett Heady, of course, learning from his mistakes here. We see the quick snap up. Scotty Waters, the left foot, spots the Eagles players unattended. Of course, the Fitzroy players on the burst going forward, but the turnover has mucked them up.
Irving and Rendell. Irving and Rendell. 5-10 to 8 points. Rendell, not to anyone. Fitzroy to go forward. Lockyer's kick is smothered. Gets another opportunity. Again, partially smothered. Waterman caught. Lockyer in trouble.
There's Matera.
Opportunity for Dundas. As Matera on, must have missed the change. Here they go again. 49 is Harding. Off the ground by Lockyer, only as far as Donato. Now it comes out to Broderick. Broderick to Wind. Wind's hand pass sells a teammate into trouble. As back goes Wilson. This is Waters. Waters to Hart. Hart long to half forward. Jakovic a chance. Roos with him. Cormac comes through. Jamie Elliott. Roos. Pios. Oh, runs straight into his own man. That would have hurt. Now the hand pass out to Richard Osborne. Osborne with the left foot. Up towards the big fella, Brett Stevens, who marks and plays on. Runs in towards an open goal. Will this be Fitzroy's first? It is. First goal to Fitzroy. 17-minute mark, second quarter.
Listen to the cheering. It's like they've won the premiership.
Well, it's taken a backman to show the Fitzroy players how to kick a goal. Here we see Richard Osborne, a regular forward, pumps it out to Brett Stevens, takes a great fingertip mark, runs his full quotient of metres, and then pumps one in. It lands on the line, and Fitzroy are on the scoreboard where it counts.
5-10, plays 1-8. Waters with the hand pass a bit blind. Blakey, awkward half volley. Shrugs off Matera, who got his first run midway through the second quarter, Matera. Malthouse taking a while to play his right bow. Wheeldon, just up in the air with that hand pass, and the ball out of play.
Well, they have had a lot of football, the Eagles, in the last month. They've had some big games, Geelong, Hawthorn and Essendon. The likes of Chris Lewis and Peter Matera have all been performing well, so perhaps Malthouse just trying to give them a little bit of a rest coming up to the finals.
Hurried kick out of that pack to full forward. A one-hander taken by Brennan, who's being held by the other, by Wheeldon. Michael Brennan playing his 100th today. Up towards centre wing. West with Elliott. Ridden into the ground, a mouthful of sand for that one. Osborne's there. The Lions have lifted in this quarter, no doubt about that. And maybe that first goal by Stevens will lift them further. Hart, close to the boundary line. Back to centre wing. 3-1, Fitzroy have the numbers. Stevens comes back with his hand pass to Roos. To centre half forward, Irving drops the mark. Scooped off the ground, Paxman, delivered out by Wheeldon. It was a throw, just as Broderick is running into an open goal.
Well, I've certainly, Jared, seen worse than that.
Yes.
Not penalised.
The fact that the media are focusing on it so much, it's one of the reasons that one would have been paid.
John Worsfold from half back to half forward.
That's a great mark.
Strong mark. Great mark, Roos. Roos quickly off to Baldwin. Baldwin out wide. This is Kapler. Kapler swings it up towards half forward. Fitzroy playing better, but a strong defensive mark to Andrew Lockyer. Lockyer gives it off. This is Hart. He's been busy today. Has a bounce. Uses the left foot. Not a good kick. Coming towards the boundary line and just finds touch forward of the Eagles' left centre wing.
So in the end, it wasn't bad play from Hart. He was boxed in, tried to take the Lions on with pace there, but had no other option but to go for the boundary. And Wally Lewis would have been proud of the way he kicked for touch there.
Well, in this quarter, the Eagles have managed just 2 goals 5 with the wind. Fitzroy 1 goal 3. Cormac the hand pass to Baldwin. His kick to half forward, a short of half forward. Slips through the hands, goes to Wind, off to Broderick. Puts it out in front of Wheeldon with Brennan. Wheeldon overruns. Brennan the first to double back. Good skills by the big man. Short of centre wing, Pios. Osborne climbs into him, gives away the free. Advantage paid. Comes up the ground to centre wing. Waterman steers the pass. McIntosh can't take it. Cormac is there. He's taken it out. And the umpire will throw it in.
Throw in between right centre wing, right half forward flank for the Eagles. 40 plays 14, 22 minutes. Coming back on Ross Lyon. It's a chance for Turley. Padding along in front of him until it comes up. Gets the hand pass to Jakovic. Jakovic's kick is smothered. Good defensive play by Fitzroy. And once again we'll see it thrown in. Jakovic versus Rendell. Rendell over the back. Players going nowhere. High tackle, advantage paid. Rendell gets the kick. Not a particularly good one. It's up towards half forward, eluding all players. Hart caught. Hand pass out by Stevens. Wind to Dundas. Back to Stevens. Stevens to Lyon. Lyon trying to set something up here. A high kick. Wait on that. It's away to the left. So near, yet so far.
Because I get the feeling that the Eagles are just struggling a little bit with the bounce of the ball. They've been playing a hell of a lot of football over on the hard grounds of Western Australia in the last 6 weeks. I think was their last away game. Just really struggling to come to terms with the lesser bounce of the Princess Park ground.
40 plays 15. So Fitzroy have managed just 1 goal, but the Eagles certainly haven't set the world on fire as far as scoring is concerned, but they're 5-10. Waters into Matera. Started the game on the bench, Peter Matera. Long kick, inside half forward. Sumic throws it back to Heady, who's caught by Roos. The two number ones holding the ball is Heady. Roos fires out the hand pass to Blakey. Fitzroy motoring a bit at the moment. Going better than the minor premiers.
That was
Waterman, that was a throw. And so called. Fitzroy is free, and the crowd screaming as though Fitzroy haven't had a free all season.
That was definitely a throw, and as you said, I think the umpire's getting right onto that. Here it is. Yep.
Well, that's the beauty of the National League, Drew. Unabashed bias. It's terrific.
So the ball now up towards half forward. Strong defensive mark by McIntosh. He's a young man of enormous potential. McIntosh, right half back flank towards half forward. Heady in front. This is Jakovic. Lays the hand pass off. Waters goes in. This is Cormac. Roos is in there. Cormac again. Waters over the top. No. Cormac. Still Cormac. Dundas. Out to Caven. High tackle put over the top of Lamb, which wasn't paid. And we'll see the ball bounce down on the defensive side of left centre wing.
You must give Fitzroy credit. They
Absolutely.
are playing against a far superior side as far as talent. But as far as attack on the ball, at this stage, you'd have to say Fitzroy are ahead.
Kepler.
Kepler with the ball. It's okay into the centre. Guy McKenna in front. McKenna gives the hand pass away. This is better from Waters. Waters towards half forward. Thump to the ground. Fitzroy with the opportunity to clear.
Through Jamie Elliott. Sweeps the hand pass to Roos. Roos, 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 the crowd calls. Up to half forward. Wide for Wheeldon.
Ooh.
Worsfold takes the mark.
Cop one in the mush just after the play too, I think.
Kicked by Worsfold. Well, McIntosh has dropped it, but he had a week to recover. He's kicked to half forward. Turley and Kepler. Heady. Wilson turned the wrong way, tripped over players at ground level. The umpire's going to come in and ball it up. Umpire James Van Beek.
Dean Kemp has just come back onto the ground. Chris Waterman gets his rest.
5-10, 40, 1-9, 15.
There's been a lot of fumbling, Drew. Fumbling that you don't usually see from the Eagles.
Well, certainly colder than they're used to. I don't know whether that's another thing they have to get used to. Normally we talk about finals being springtime, but if Melbourne stays nice and cold like this, it might bring them back to the field a bit.
This is probably the best day we've had in 2 months of football.
You are kidding me.
It has been an absolute disgrace here in Melbourne.
People in Western Australia love us hearing saying that.
Yeah, dear.
Throw in centre wing. 3.5 minutes remaining to half-time. And it's just a 25-point lead to the Eagles.
Throw in, Jakovic in front. This is Jakovic to McKenna. Now to Waters. Uses the left foot to half forward. Turley, McIntosh over the top. The pair of them spoiled each other as Caven just runs the ball out of play. 40 plays 15. Time running down in the first half. Once again, Jakovic and Rendell. Rendell really nowhere in particular, and once again it'll be thrown in.
So I'd like to see Turley up on the ball, possibly even in the centre. That's where he was playing his best football at the start of the season. I think he plays a lot better there and more constructively than when he's placed on the forward line.
Jakovic gets it down.
Oh,
Wilson. The advantage will be paid. Shepherding by Turley. Wilson runs into a brick wall, tries to get it out to Turley, and very scrappy stuff from the Eagles on their half-forward flank.
Yes, well, those kicks are the indiscriminate kicks. They are a real danger in football at the moment. The umpires have got to be right onto them.
Can the Eagles get something going here? Wind left the ball behind. This is Hart. Not a lot of options, so he puts it high in the air. Everyone waits for it to come down. Jakovic shovels it out to Heady. He's caught very quickly, but too high by Joe Cormack. And Heady got his first goal from a free kick. A chance to bring up his second and the Eagles' sixth.
Well, I agreed with Cormack on that occasion. I thought that Heady was taken definitely high, but I thought he ducked into it. Although looking on the replay, I think possibly the umpire was correct.
Well, the angle a lot kinder for Heady than before. He's kicking from about 45 metres out. I think he's pulled out a little bit to the left. It's through for one behind.
He's been a major culprit of the inaccuracy.
He's also limping fairly badly. He's copped a corking on the left thigh. That may be just the excuse Mick Malthouse needs.
Broderick, not a great left footer around the corner. Stevens missed it. Caven keeps it going, but out of bounds. Close to half-time here at Princes Park. An uninspiring performance by the Eagles. And Fitzroy, who are playing 6 first-year players today, just way behind them on class, but having a, as Peter McKenna would say, a red-hot go on a cool day. Stevens to Osborne. To centre half forward. Punch from behind by McKenna. Goes to Ruse. Lyon waits with his hand pass. Cormack, he waited too long. McKenna gets him. It's broken down again. Cormack has another chance. Wide for Stevens. He took possession here and kicked Fitzroy's only goal after a bit of a run. Wheeldon leads. Brennan all over him. Listen to the crowd, they want a free. Comes back to Wheeldon. He fumbles. He breaks the tackle. Loses control of it now. Stevens in there. Kemp. Good running by Matera. We missed that for the first quarter and a half. Rendell traps it near the centre of the ground. Needs somebody to spark this game. Lift it with a bit of individual brilliance. Might be a first gamer. West comes to Jakovic. He goes back. Hart had time to steady, but the siren beat him just as West took the mark after the siren on the 50. And so that is half-time at Princes Park. Well, you'd want an improvement in the second half. Eagles 5-11-41. Fitzroy 1 goal 9-15.